Hello, I'm Deb Knight. Welcome to A Current Affair. The home building crisis is not about bricks and mortar. It's about people like Bill and Bridget. Bill wanted to build a home for his wife of 40 years, a place to live out the rest of their days stress-free. Those dreams have now been shattered.
I had something to look forward to, but now I don't feel like I have anything.
Right now we're like shagging on a rock. Help us out, we need someone.
What was the feeling like when you found out Rawdon Hill had gone under?
We were gutted.
Builders bail and we suffer.
For 40 years, Bill and Bridget have walked side by side.
Oh, you right, love?
Yeah.
Okay.
Marching through life together, drawing tight when times are tough.
I just feel sick in the stomach.
I know, lovey, I know.
On a new development in Victoria's Latrobe Valley, Bill and Bridget's forever home sits unfinished after their builder, Rawdon Hill, suddenly went into liquidation on May 25. This is the first time Bridget has been able to confront the empty rooms since the bad news arrived. Lately, it's been too hard to take.
My wife's got lung cancer. She was diagnosed in November 21 and she was given 5 years to live.
Yeah.
And when she saw the notice that Rawdon Hill had gone under, the look on her face was the same look that she had when she was diagnosed with cancer and only given 5 years to live.
Bill and Bridget sold up to build this place and are currently renting. For Bill, the new house was quite literally a labour of love.
It was something that I promised her. I said, this house will be a house that you can be proud of as well as much as I can be proud of giving it to you. I'm Bridget's carer as well, and seeing the love of my life go along and go down this path has rocked me completely.
Bridget, how are you feeling about this situation?
I really don't know what's going on. It's just one thing after another, you know? I just can't cope with it.
Rawdon Hill's collapse contradicted what the company was recently telling its customers. In April, local newspapers ran an open letter from General Manager Peter Grant that said, "We hand you the keys for the price quoted and can say with absolute certainty that we will proudly finish every single home in our strong pipeline."
I was looking forward to this, to getting in here, for it to be our last home, so I can live my life. I don't know how much time I've got left.
A few blocks over, the Cook family share the same feeling of emptiness as they explore the shell of their unfinished Rawdon Hill home.
Our house hasn't really had much done to it. Like, we have a frame and a roof, but we've got nothing to protect the timber inside, so if that gets damaged, then we'll have to start again. We worked really hard to get where we are today, and it just feels like it's all been pulled out from underneath us.
This is the first house Zoe and John have built, seeking a space for their growing boys, Kason and Cable.
There's so much work to be done, and I've contacted a few builders, and I've been told that they're not taking on any more builds because they've obviously picked up other companies that have gone into liquidation.
Do you feel you got enough protection in this sort of situation?
There's no protection. I've rang so many people to see what we can do to move forward, and everyone's like, we don't know what you need to do. There's not really much we can do to help you with.
Rawdon Hill's failure leaves a lot of unanswered questions, like why was the company using social media to try and pick up work from former customers of fellow busted builder Porter Davis the day before Rawdon Hill went under?
With the business now in liquidation, there's more than a touch of irony about the slogan here on the sign at the former headquarters of Rawdon Hill. In the open letter that was published just a few weeks ago, the General Manager said the business continues to thrive and that we are here and ready to build. Not anymore.
A letter on the door refers customers to the liquidator, while the office has been abandoned. At Rawdon Hill's empty display home in Melbourne's southeast, a front window has been shattered, a portrait of a housing industry that's been smashed, with 1,753 construction companies going broke this financial year alone.
The housing sector itself is obviously a vital part of the economy. It's one of our biggest employers in terms of the construction sector. And so when things start to look more difficult in that sector, it is that, if you like, the canary in the gold mine about that broader economic picture. And it does forewarn that the general economy, there are darker days ahead.
Dr. Angela Jackson from Impact Economics and Policy says interest rate rises have hit the housing sector hard, and we should be prepared for more.
We're certainly very close to the peak. I think we are more, though, in that wait and see type situation where the Reserve Bank is going to probably increase interest rates 1 month, wait and see for a couple of months what the data tells them about the impact before moving again. But certainly we are going to see interest rates elevated for some period until we start to see a real sign that that inflation figure is going to come down.
Dr. Jackson's advice, whether you're building or not, is to be cautious.
We are going to have a very significant slowdown this year in economic growth, almost over a halving of economic growth. Households are under significant pressure with those cost of living pressures. So whether we have a recession or not, it is going to feel a lot like one.
As for the housing industry specifically, the HIA, or Home Industry Association, is supposed to be its advocate, and Rawdon Hill was an HIA member. Bill has tried to go to HIA for advice with no luck, and the organisation has denied requests for interview from a current affair.
The Housing Industry Association, the HIA, is supposed to keep an eye on the industry. What do you think of them?
They're virtually just like an ashtray on a motorbike, right? They're useless.
Meanwhile, Bill and Bridget are battling on, savouring every moment and desperately hoping the stress doesn't affect Bridget's treatment.
We don't know now. It could have shortened that time for her. We pray and hope the best it hasn't. So this is why we're after a builder to come on board, to give us a hand, so at least we can enjoy what we have left.
It is just so tough, and it is happening so often. And you think there must be a greater protection that could be offered to people like Bill and Bridget.